Well guys, in this video we're going to create a simple Flask web application that would allow us to input Python code on the web page, click the run button to execute it, and see the output in the console at the same page basically. So using this web application we will be able to write web scrapers just directly in the browser page. So without further ado, let's actually start writing some code. So first we need to import a couple of things. So I say from Flask import Flask, and also from Flask import render template, and from Flask import request to be able to handle the incoming request to our app. Now let's create an app instance. I say app equals Flask name like this. Let's create the first and basically last root for this app. So I say app.route. This will be the very root of our application. So def root return. Let's return a string for a while. Now created an app driver here. So I say if name equals main. In this case we want to say app.run. Enable the debug mode while typing debug equals to true, and also enable the threaded mode by typing threaded equals to true. Let's actually try to start the server to see if it works correctly. So Python 3 app.py. By default, Flask app is starting at the port number 5000, so there's the exact endpoint we're supposed to have a look at, and here we have our string return. Okay, so let's create a template folder here to be able to render templates. So templates like this, and here I create a simple HTML file called code.html like this. So here we'll create a very simple HTML document here, and head and body. In the head, let's add some title here. Title. Scroll is just a scraper. And also we need to import Bootstrap CDN in order to be able to use Bootstrap classes. So I will just go for my guest. Oh, it's not exactly. Sorry, it's not that one. So here. Okay. So we'll need only this file here. No JS bundles there, so just the pure Bootstrap means CSS would be enough in our case. And okay, so instead of returning this root, we'll say return render template and provide a file name code HTML like this. So okay, see actually if that works or not. Okay, it works. So now let's draft a quick user interface. So I would like to use the div card for this purpose. So but before that, maybe just div class equals div class equals card body, just to make the layout a little bit prettier. Okay, div. Okay, so now we have this fancy card here, and also we need to use a couple of text errors here, but I actually want to lay out the code on the left, and on the right I would like to see some output. Maybe just instead of container we can use a simple call here, or just to make margin a little bit less. Okay, let's keep it like that. So now we also need to provide a form to being able to submit our code. So in here, the text area, rows equals, let's have them 10. Okay. Also I specify the class. If memory serves me, it's called form control. Okay, but also I just want to make a couple of divs here. So first we need to create div class row here. Div like this, and now div class equals to call. Okay, well, cpl.call, and okay. For now they should have been look like absolutely the same. Okay, so this one would be for the code and this one would be for the output. Well, okay, we could have made this a little bit bigger, but compared to this one, but let's actually give them equal size here. And also here I want to create a button, type equals to submit, and class equals bdn success, and closing the button tag, and let's call this button run. Okay, and also let's specify a little margin here. Okay, so adding some space here. Okay, so run would be submitting our form. See this question mark, but no names are specified here for our outputs. So we need actually to give this text area a name. So name would be equal, let's call this source. Okay, so update this one more time. So now we have this source, and if we just specify something, we have the source value. So just when we click the run button, don't really want the code to disappear to type this anytime from scratch. Instead, we want to see all the code we've typed being already in here. So for that purpose, we actually need to specify the content, the preloaded content of the text area. So I simply say request args.get and the source, like this. So now you can say type here import requests, like from bs4 import beautiful soup. So in this case, where every time we execute our code, we see exactly actually what we need. What do we need here? The exact code that we've been working with. So that's kind of it. And okay, and now we need to actually execute the code that is specified here in this text area. And in order to achieve that, I will import this little class Patron, which I grabbed from Stack Overflow. And what this class does, it allows us to forward the output to the std out from the console to the variable, and I'll just show you in a moment how exactly we could have used this sort of class. So at the moment, first very thing we need to do here is actually let's keep track of the source variable, which would be equals to request args.get and the source here. And also we want to provide an output value here that would be used actually used to pass the std out output from the console to this particular text area, to the second one. So here we want to say that it would be equal to the value of the output variable, whatever is there. Okay, and let's actually first assign the output value to the source code itself, so just to make sure that it has been forwarded correctly. So okay, let's just reload the app, and as you can see here, so I've just add in something like this and click the run. So the code has been transferred, but actually we don't really need to display this code. Instead we want to display the result of executing this code. And here it comes the time to make use of this capturing class. So I simply can say with capturing as output, and here we can actually execute our code. So execute source, and also we need to provide the globals to the source in order to being able to parse say using request within the function or a class. If we don't do that, then it will give us an error that no module request is imported. So when we're using the exec function here to execute the Python code, we need to specify the globals as the second parameter. So that's quite important thing. Okay, and let's actually try now using output here. So I'll hold my breath and try to print something to print something to screen. So say hello world and run. Okay, so here we have our output, but as you remember that the type of capturing class, so here we have a list. So in order to avoid that, we need to make this output, convert this output from list to plain string. So we actually want to join the elements of the output list with the new lines, so like this. Save and just run this one more time. Okay, and if here say we have a couple more strings, and if we just run them, we have the exact output here. So now a little problem. So say we type some gibberish here, it would just throw us an exception, so the name is not defined. So that's the inner Python exception. Now we need to actually create a little handler for this. So here we can simply say try, and here we need to accept exception as e, and in this case we need to return the same stuff, but the output would be equal to this exception here. So let's try this one more time, and here we have the exact error being tracked. So it's not different. So Python considers this to be a variable, so it's not defined. And say if we try to import something that is not available there, that it simply says that there is no such a module. But if we just import, say, request, which is available, then it's just kind of fine. So now let's actually try to write some code and to make use of this app that we've just created here. Okay, so maybe before that I would like to specify the number of rows here, say to 16, like this, and to make it a little bit bigger, or maybe probably even 20 would be okay. So let's try that. Okay, this is great. So now we can say response equals requests.get, and let's say https google.com, and we want to print response.text, and let's actually try to run this. Okay, so here we have the response from Google. Okay, also if we just want to print the response object itself, that's pretty fine as well. Oh, sorry, print. Okay, so here we got our response. And the one last thing, so if I just take some real-world scraper from my one-time scraper projects, and well, let's take, which one to take? Well, let's take the right move scrapers. So I just open this, copy, and well, it's probably, I'm not sure where exactly is this supposed to store the CSV. Oh, in the current working directory. Okay, so if I now just paste the scraper code here, and also I don't really need 5 pages, so let's have only a couple of pages here, and just click run here. Of course, it's blocking the main thread, but making this asynchronous is not the topic of this tutorial, so it needs to scrape things first, and then it would give a response. So here he shows that he made actually 2 HTTP GET requests to the particular URL. All the stats has been recorded, and if I would have a look at the current working directory here, we see that the rightmove.csv file was stored actually. So we can easily provide the functionality of downloading this file from the web application. So, but that would be just another feature that is not in the scope of this tutorial. So just wanted to show you how we can run web scrapers, how we can write code for web scrapers within the Flask application and successfully run it. So this is it, guys. I hope you learned something interesting from this little tutorial. So until next time, and take care.